This is my first installment of Random Jail Stories with Elway. I'm gonna just tell y'all some of the wildest things I saw during my incarceration. For those who don't know, I did 7 years fair time. And throughout that time, moved around a few places. And I experienced a lot of things. But for the sake of the people involved in these stories, I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to say the exact dates. And some of these stories, I might not even say the location of where it happened. But I'm going to start with this one. This incident happened while I was over DC jail, 1901. If you've been over DC jail, you know, you've seen something similar to what I'm about to say already, because you know. But if you've never been to jail before, don't go to jail. Okay, it's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Stay your little tail. I don't want to cuss. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to cuss too much. I'm trying to get my YouTube monetized. You know what I'm saying? I want to just, keep putting out content. But stay out of jail, man. It's no women in there. Just the female COs. You know what I'm saying? It's not, you got to smell niggas' farts and all that. Anyway, fast forward. All right, so for those who never been to jail before, there's a rule. I don't know if it still applies today. I know at my time when I was in jail, you don't touch that phone if you're not in the rotation. Like, basically saying, like, whoever is the person that hold the phone down, if you're not cool with them, or y'all not from the same hood, or you not, y'all not locked in, they might have a Muslim phone, so only the Muslim brothers can use this phone. They might got a Southeast phone. It's like maybe, I want to say like maybe 8 or 9, they had pay phones. I don't even think they got the pay phones no more. I think they got the video phones now, so it's probably not even the same. But at this time, we had like pay phones on the unit. And so, you turn the phone upside down. That means don't touch the phone, or somebody leave the phone hanging. Don't touch the phone. This particular day, we had, the incident occurred before count. So we was out before count. So basically, they have like a national count. Every throughout the whole system, they got to do a standing count at, I think it's like 4 o'clock. At that time, it was 4 o'clock or something around that time. But they got to make sure, you're on your feet, you're alive in your cell. They got to, they do the standing count. When that count cleared, basically mean every inmate is accounted for. Once every inmate is accounted for, the count cleared, then, you come back out on the unit. So the incident happened before we went in for the standing count. So these two gentlemen had got into it over the phone. So one man told the other man, don't touch that phone. You know what I'm saying? If you touch the phone, when the cell pop, I'm on you. So, some men got them egos like, hey, you're not about to tell me I'm not going to touch no phone. So we lock in, count clear, we come out. So the guy who told the other guy not to touch the phone, the one that was supposed to touch the phone, went straight to the phone. The guy who was not supposed to touch the phone went straight to the phone. Boom. He get on the phone, make a phone call. So the guy who told him not to get on the phone was coming down from the top tier. His cell was on the top tier. He was coming down from the top tier, but he saw Slim on the phone. He doubled back, went back to his cell. So when he went back to his cell, he went back to get his, his knife, his shank, whatever. So bam, he come back out. I'm watching the whole thing, just looking at it. He come down, walk down the top tier, come past the bubble, make a beeline. So at this time over DC jail, I ain't even gonna say what block this on. So at this time over DC jail, they had like picnic tables. Like, that's the best way to describe it. Like, it's a plank on one side, then it's the flat table part, then it's a plank on the other side where you can sit on. So the guy that was using the phone was sitting on the other side. He had his back turned. He didn't get that man no respect. He gave that man his back, like, I'm gonna use your phone and I'm gonna give you my back. So he's facing the phone. He got his back turned to the unit. So you know how the DC jail is. It's like two-sided, and in the middle was the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? When you're on the main floor where the phone's at. This is how it used to be set up. I don't know how it's set up now. So the guy who was coming down with the knife, he comes straight, step over the table, and just starts stabbing Slim. Boom, hitting him. but it's a little teeny, like, it's a thin, you can see the knife is small and it's thin. So it was like an ice pick, maybe made out of like a, I don't want to say a bed spring, because they have springs in the bed over there, but it's that type of thin. It was thin like a ice pick thin. And it was small, so maybe like, probably like that. Just enough to grip it in his hand. And it probably was like maybe that much knife, but you could see it. So we watching it, like, he going to work, he hitting him, boom, boom, boom. So we thinking like, damn, it's over, like somebody about to die over this phone. Over the day when the tables are turned. So the guy that had his back turned, that was on the phone, that wasn't supposed to use the phone, somehow like grabs Slim arm and overpowers him. Now, let me tell y'all the sizes of these two gentlemen. So the one who told him not to use the phone is tall and skinny. All right. The guy who was told not to use the phone is short, stocky dude, like muscular stocky, like not nothing fat about him, like he all muscle solid. Like he used to play football or something, like a Frank Gore looking nigga. So he like grabs Slim arm and somehow like overpowers him. So next thing you know, now they rumbling. So it went from Slim just getting stabbed. Now, mind you, like I said, the dude who went back to the cell had the ups on him because Slim had his back turned. So the first like 3-4 stabs, he didn't even see it coming. So now he overpowered him. And got him to where he not stabbing him no more. They squared up. So now they wrecking. Boom, 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 boom. But short stocky cuz hitting him so hard, he just crushing him. And Slim trying to swing the knife, but like them Jones getting weaker and weaker, weaker and weaker. So next thing you know, he grabbed him and slammed him. Boom. So now he grabbed him by his wrist. Cause like I said, short stocky cuz strong. He grabbed the skinny dude by his wrist and he squeezing his wrist like right here. And I think if you squeeze right here, hard enough, like you can get somebody to open up their hand. So he was squeezing that jump, but he's still hitting him with his left hand, and he's squeezing he got him pinned down. He on top of him, he got him pinned down. He's squeezing his wrist with his right hand, and he crushing him with his left hand. So then he finally stopped punching him, and he get the knife out of his hand. And next thing you know, the nigga who started off with his back turned on the phone, with his back turned, was the victim at first, turned into he turned himself from victim to suspect. He was no longer the victim, man. He now is the other dude need help. He took this man's knife and started crushing him with the jump. Man, there's blood everywhere. The only thing that saved this man's life is the goon squad finally came to the unit. The person in the bubble, the CO in the bubble never came out the bubble to help. They hit the code. The goon squad rushed. And that's the only thing that saved that man's life, man. So that was like, I probably was only over the jail at this time. This is not my first time over the jail. This is my third time over DC jail. But this was like, I was waiting for sentencing. And this is the first time I seen something so intense. I seen fights before. I seen a nigga stabbed like once or twice. But I never seen a fight. Because, fights on the street in the jail is kind of similar. Like, they don't normally last a long time unless you get somebody to like trick you to go in the cell. Like, you trick somebody to go in the cell with you and y'all lock in, and then them fights will last a little bit longer. Like, but you gotta be an idiot if you want to lock in a cell with somebody and you ain't really ready for that work, because nobody coming to save you. So yeah, man, if it wasn't for the goon squad came and saved them. I couldn't believe how it went from one side to the other so fast like that, because like we all saw it and we thought that like Slim was done, and he wasn't, man. Slim was an animal, man. He was a different breed. Like, yeah, that was the first, seeing that was like that. It just lets you know it's real. Don't play with that phone. A nigga kill you over that phone. At that time, like I said, I don't know how it is with the jail phones over DC jail now, but at that time, if you've been over DC jail, it was serious. Like, don't play with that phone if you're not ready to push that knife behind that phone. And yeah, man, that's my first random jail story. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty more to come. I got a lot of stories. Like I said, I did 7 years. I seen a lot of wild things. And this was definitely one of like top 10 things that I saw with my own two eyes. Like, it wasn't a story I heard. I was, you know, right there front and center when it happened. And yeah, man, you know, that's that.